Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back to the Big Top. Oh. The only animals that we abuse here are each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm still not okay with it.
Yeah. You're not okay with it. So it's pretty cruel what we do. Unspeakable
at least
things.
It's us, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, the public is starting to get tired of it.
That whole documentary is coming out, Redfish, about what we did to Kelley that summer with all the flaming rings in the giant pool.
I really wish you hadn't brought that up.
Well, you know, life can be pretty cruel.
Well, I'm trying to work through all that stuff, but
being an aquatic mammal.
Should we add a content warning at
on
the beginning?
land.
This may be disturbing
to people who don't want to hear about what happened to Kelley that one summer.
I kept a Kelley as a pet, thinking, you know, they're cute, and then they get big.
You flush them down the toilet,
and then I had to flush them right down the toilet.
There's so many in the sewers.
So many Kelleys. They're cute. Oh, look at the little Kelleys.
But then they grow up and they're just laying around,
those little Kelley poles,
eating stuff.
How fun!
Griping. Anyway, hi.
Mm-hmm. We're 16, guys.
Yeah.
We're 16 years
Oh
old.
my goodness. Going on 17. I feel like
16 years ago.
Mrs. Stifler just won't leave us alone.
She won't. She chases us.
She loves it.
We started doing this. The very first episode had just us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Here you are 16 years later, and it's back to just
Still
us.
standing.
It's mostly us.
Yeah.
It's us.
This is the foursome. The fabulous.
Are we legal in
foursome.
Ohio?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't know.
I'm glad no one was quick with an answer on that. Makes me feel good.
Really don't know.
I'm sure we're legal in the South, right?
I have no idea what's legal in the South. Do I look like I live in the South? I don't. I don't know what's legal elsewhere.
I don't know what a Southerner looks like.
I don't even know what a Southern. I don't even see Mason-Dixon line adjacents.
I don't see directions.
It's a new
Don't see
schedule,
directions.
listeners, so we're still getting used to it.
Monday night shows.
Yeah.
It's a new rhythm.
Are you ready?
It hasn't got me yet.
Yeah, we're finding our rhythm.
I feel it's about the same. Any other show, just nonsensical.
I feel like I'm not as. I feel like I'm having to
Rev it up.
These Monday night games are real special. I'll tell you what, John.
Mondays. You're like Garfield.
Yes.
Hey, what you got here is great football. I'm doing Frank Caliendo doing Bob Madden,
Bob Madden, the fashion designer.
Steve Madden.
And you're thinking of Bob Mackey.
Bobby Mackey, who ran Bobby Mackey's.
Yeah, and he choreographed all those Broadway musicals like Chicago.
Yeah, and that one, Kinky Boots.
Yeah.
You're just saying words now.
Splatter Dad. That was a good one.
We were just talking before you got here, Kelley.
Oh.
And I was telling Andy I had seen the new Jackass movie because it's streaming now.
Oh, boy.
And Freddie's like, yeah, I had seen it before. And Andy's like, when did you see that? We were supposed to go see it together. We never saw it.
I only see movies with Andy. And so
I know you didn't see it with me until last night. So when did you see this?
This is incredibly unsettling because either Andy's gaslighting me and we saw it together.
It's the long con.
There are three options. There are three options.
I've been found out. I lied to Freddie about going to movies.
Either I've lost my mind.
I don't know what my plan is yet.
or Andy's lost his mind, or Andy is making me lose my mind. And if anyone out there was with me when I saw Jackass Forever and confirmed reality for me,
did you remember anything about it?
I thought I did. I was like, oh yeah, but then I realized they do the same sorts of sketches so much. It's totally possible that was the first time I saw it.
What? They don't change it up and not kick somebody in the nuts in this one?
No, they still kick someone in the nuts.
But you definitely remember going with him.
We never went.
No, we didn't go.
Oh, well, then you didn't go.
I remembered going.
I don't think you did.
It's a false memory. I think I was molested by Satanists.
Yeah. We went and saw that last Jackass movie at the drive-in.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of, Freddie? That movie that came out 10 years ago at the drive-in?
Maybe.
Well, I would say
Discontinue Sharko Blair fan.
What Freddie said, like, oh, I saw this in theater. I kind of like, wait a minute.
right. Me too, because I was like, when?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe you're gaslighting us.
It's possible. I don't really know.
I
anymore.
have such affection for the Jackass boys, and there's so much dick and balls, way more than they've ever given us before, and that I say thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We were watching it like around the time that Jackass 5 was supposed to come out and we were supposed to go.
Yes.
And just gave me this really nostalgic, warm feeling, not partially nostalgia, but also because the friend group is just so nice.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of us.
They're so nice
without
to
the
each
dick
other.
kicking.
Yeah, we don't physically harm one another or do anything
But there's
to each
real
other for
affection
real.
there.
Yeah, sure they are. Yeah, I think that's why they've stood the test of time.
Yeah.
I think we've all been pretty beaten up as well, like in this room, emotionally, psychologically, and some of us physically. over
Amy,
the
you've
years.
been kicked in the nuts a lot, right?
Yeah,
All the time, bro.
it's just there's something inspirational about those guys getting back up and throwing themselves at life so hard that it might end their life.
Yeah. And has for some of them.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, what was the wackiest prank they did?
Oh, my favorite was the speed bag with the little punching bag they did with the guy's nuts.
I was going to say, I assume it's nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts.
All nuts all the time.
That was my favorite, but there's also the whole dick and balls.
So many dicks and balls.
Are they saggier?
Well, yeah, I think they're all like in their 50s.
Yeah.
Is it gray down there now, or are they shaved?
What I saw was shaved.
Okay. It's probably better because I'm
Ball-wise.
sure things can get caught up in things.
Right.
It's true.
It's sweet. It's actually really sweet, but so deeply stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there poop in this one?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Nope. Oh,
wait.
there is.
Yeah. I mean, there's not like poop that you see, but there's poop that happens.
Oh, there is.
It crappens.
But you don't see
Shit
any.
crappens.
Where you're like, poop, there it is.
What's his name? Poopy? Isn't that what they call him?
Is that the guy that shoots diarrhea out of his ass?
I don't know, but they have this guy I've never seen before, and his name is Poopies.
Wait,
That's just what they call him.
Poopy's in the one where isn't he the one that shit in the hardware store?
No, that was a different guy.
And his nickname's not Poopies?
Nope.
His name's Ace.
What do you got to do to get a nickname
because
in that
he's
group?
he worked at the hardware store.
I don't know. What a delight.
I like that. It goes against what you think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Just what a delight.
Oh, guys, I'm on TikTok. For real.
Ooh,
I put things on TikTok.
You're so young and hip.
I know. It feels like it's taken years off.
Do you hashtag too?
I put a couple of hashtags. I'm at Freddy Morris 7. There are 6 others.
He does a lot of Macarena-like dances and lip syncs. So if you enjoy those kinds of videos
I
on TikTok,
would
which are
love to
about
see Freddy.
the majority of what I've ever seen on
A lot
TikTok,
of prank videos.
My videos are, I'll give you a taste,
you'll get pronked.
a very fluffy caterpillar from my stoop.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah.
I put it on Instagram
Oh,
too.
you're cross-platforming?
I am cross-platforming. I'm doing all kinds of stuff because I'm laying groundwork for interest in my music, like everyone else in the world.
He's a content creator.
I am now a content creator.
Influencer. Ooh, you can get so many spawn cons.
Yeah,
Is that what they call it?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
The fact that my
Sponsored
screen name
content.
is Freddy Morris 7 probably tells you something about the content that you're gonna get.
Did you look up the other Freddie Morrises?
No, I
How are
didn't.
they doing?
I'm incurious.
Freddie's Morris. I'm sorry.
Well, they're all weirdos, probably. I'm probably associating with some bad dude with the same name and a different number.
Some bad dude on TikTok.
Some bad person out there on TikTok making evil. I'm trying to make good. I'm mostly playing some music and trying to be creative with what TikTok is. It's beyond me. Have you tried it?
No, I don't give a fuck about
are you
TikTok.
using a bunch of filters and everything?
Yeah, I try all that shit. But let me tell you what I would love to see. I think Kelley would be an awesome TikToker because it's these micro moments.
Oh, I'm not doing TikTok.
And you get to be creative. You can do it for me personally, though, right?
I mean, I'll be on your TikTok if you want to TikTok me.
He's TikToking right
I
now.
will TikTok the shit out of you. I'll do it
No.
right now. I'm TikToking him.
You can't
It's
TikTok
happening.
somebody without consent.
Oh shit, that's me. Hold on.
I consent to being TikToked.
Right. But what are you going to TikTok?
I'm gonna TikTok.
We're the oldest motherfuckers on the planet.
Kelley, I'm TikToking you.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel?
I feel caffeinated.
Ridiculous.
I feel like it's a Monday night show.
It's a Monday night show. You're being on TikToked. What the kids can see.
And I'm glad.
Hold on.
And then Freddie ruined it. Okay.
We'll,
so anyway.
we'll figure the rest of that out later. I have the footage is in the can, as they say in Hollywood.
Top tier content.
We
right
wrap.
there.
That's a wrap. We'll have the wrap party later.
Wouldn't it be fun if that went viral?
Oh my God, I'd give up. If that's the thing that went viral, I'd lay down and I'd be like, I don't understand the world anymore.
You're like that Futurama meme, like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I want
And
that
just
to
fly
be just for that small group of people that love Kelley and love me.
Mm-hmm. So
Those
you
are
can't
the
have
best.
that world.
That's a secret TikTok.
That's for like 8 people.
Don't go prying around in my 12 subscriber TikTok account looking for Kelley unless you love him.
We need a Kelley Kombrinck hashtag.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Probably exists.
Yeah.
I probably made it.
Zowo Wowo.
You should get it. Okay. I got some ideas.
Yeah.
We're going to make Wow cereal.
Zowo wow zowos.
Zawos.
We just recorded an introduction to An Origins Up.
We did.
That's found over at patreon.com/NOTLP. Also can be found there, Topicana. And you're like, but Amy, wasn't there supposed to be one last week where you asked everybody about their scars? Well, these nerds.
It happened. You just don't remember it. Just like Jackass.
Don't you gaslight our listeners?
They went to see Jackass that night. They missed the.
Because they were there forever.
There were scheduling conflicts, but we're going to take care of that for you this week. We'll do 2.
We're doing a double.
We're doing a double.
Supersized one.
Double header.
Yeah.
Double juicer.
Yeah.
Ass to ass.
Okay.
Oh, jinx.
Requiem to a Dream.
Rather.
I want to apologize. I tried really hard to make that earlier Jackass joke work, and I said it 2 different ways. And I wanted to acknowledge that I realized I did that.
You know something? Chefs can do it. They serve like here's chicken 2 ways. Here's chicken 3 ways.
I'm trying to open my heart to being able to do things more than one way.
You should be allowed to do that. Comedians should come out with I'm serving a chicken cross the road joke 3 ways.
Oh, it's like
tonight.
a remix of their older stuff.
We
Was that the remix noise?
isn't that the remix noise?
Puff Daddy's going to sample your joke and put it into another
He's
bit.
gonna go wee.
Oh, wee.
You can be rolling with that P. Diddy. Is it P. Diddy still? Or is it back to Puffy?
Darling, I do not know.
I think he might just use his regular name now, Sean Combs.
Could be.
Yeah. I had a big cookie right before we recorded.
So,
Was it good?
It was good. It was a clearance cookie from the rack at Walmart. It said, take these. They're disgusting now. And I said, I will.
I can't eat them anymore. But you ever get a big chocolatey chunky cookie from the front at the fucking gas station?
oh my goodness.
Gas station cookies?
They're huge. Like they look like somebody baked them at home and wrapped them and brought them in.
Oh, at the counter, right?
At the counter, yeah.
Sometimes
wrapped
those
in
are
the,
like little
Yeah,
companies.
they're wrapped in the plastic wrap.
Yeah, those are so good. I can't eat them anymore, but I used to get them like all the time. I would get a pack of cigarettes and a big chocolate chunk cookie and a soda pop, and I'm still alive.
And a copy of Men's Health.
Yeah, I just realized.
irony.
I was like, ew, gas station cookies. And one of my favorite foods is gas station hot dogs.
Yeah.
And one of them
so
was actually cooked in the gas
Yeah,
station.
so I have no foot to stand on in judging
all of
foods.
your glass house is
Yeah.
broken.
I'm sorry, Millie. I think I
She's
disturbed
fine.
Millie. I didn't realize she was behind me, and I
She's
started
fine.
to.
You know what? She's resilient. You can mess with Millie and she bounces right back.
I don't want to.
Children will
She's a
poke her eyes.
Strong spirit.
I want her to feel good.
Now she's like a weeble.
She doesn't fall down. She wobbles. Sometimes she slips.
They're called weebles, right?
Yeah, weebles wobble, but they don't fall
You know,
down.
you got us those cute little Star Wars plushie guys and I've had them for years now, Luke and a Jawa.
Yeah.
And I just figured out that they are Weeble Wobbles. Like, they stand up if you let them.
But you don't let them.
I hadn't been letting them.
Here's the dirty lie that Weebles wants
Big
to
Weeble.
serve you. Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. No.
Yeah.
Weebles can't fall down, but they trick you into making you believe that it's a choice.
Yeah.
We won't fall down.
Kelley.
We'll wobble, but we won't fall down. We choose not to, but no, it's a choice. They've been altered.
We all fall down like Weeble Wobbles.
I'm sorry. I
Toy
don't know what's
soldiers.
gotten into me.
Martika.
I love whatever's gotten into you.
It sounds like that's some QAnon shit right there.
Yeah.
You took the red pill, didn't you?
Well, it could have been orange.
Oh, you know what I was going to do at the cookout? You couldn't have eaten this anyway, Kelley, but I was going to make those red hot apples with the red hot candy and the apple.
I never had that.
I haven't either. That's what I was going to make them.
Did you see it on
still have
TikTok or something?
I have the ingredients.
Are those real hot cinnamon candies?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care for those.
I
Is it
saw
a candy
it.
apple with red hots? Is that what you're talking?
Except in reverse. You
Oh.
core the apple and you put the red hots in the core and then you bake them. I saw Joe Pera do it. Which
That
is
sounds very hot. Like it would hurt my mouth.
probably would.
I think you let it cool down first.
No, I mean the candy.
Cinnamon in the candy.
They always hurt my mouth.
Yeah.
So did Big Red gum.
Gonna say, I'm not a
shirt.
huge fan.
Just says
of
hurt my
cinnamon
mouth
candy.
on it.
It hurts my mouth. You sound like a 4-year-old. It hurts my mouth.
My mouth tastes like burning.
You know, barbecue restaurants have those clever T-shirts that are like, "We kill our pigs before eating them" or something on them, and then like we could
So
make
clever.
we could make a place that has red hot apples, and it could say "Hurt my mouth" on the back of the T-shirts.
Yeah.
And then when they bring out, because that's all they serve, they bring you your red hot apple, and they'd be like, "Hurt your mouth."
Well, that's where our Patreon money is going to go down towards our
Yep.
barbecue restaurant.
I love how rich we're gonna be.
It's gonna be great.
Rolling in that red hot apple money.
So excited.
Guy Fieri will be there.
He'd love it.
I'm like, it's just red hot. It's an apples, but we hurt your mouth. Donkey sauce
Oh boy.
We took him right past Flavortown,
to the dump.
outside of town.
The Flavortown Community Landfill. If they say it's gonna explode one of these days, I don't want to be in Flavortown when that happens.
Oh, there's so
That'd
many
be a nice-
gases under it.
That'd be a tasty explosion.
Oh yeah,
Kind of like that. What's that book where the food fell from the sky?
Cloudy with
Cloudy
a
with
chance of
a chance of
meatballs.
meatballs.
It's gonna be like that.
I feel like it would be more like after you eat White Castles and then you shit and it smells like White Castles exactly, but it's somehow much more unpleasant because
Yep.
it's coming out of your shit.
Donkey with a chance of donkey sauce balls.
Yeah.
Sauce balls.
When that happens, I could be outside like catching snowflakes with my tongue. Be like,
It tastes like so many things.
It's going to hurt your mouth though.
Taste is gonna hurt you when you put it in your mouth.
Let's go ahead and move this along.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
let's thank you patrons. You make this possible. When you look at how you've spent your money this month, and you're like, well, what kind of return did I get on this or that? You know, this was possible only because of you.
Our majority shareholder is about to call a meeting.
Yeah.
ooh, Elon Musk. He bought
Oh,
us.
is he coming for us
He's
too?
going to buy us out. Stocks of NOTOP are going to shoot up.
Oh, I wish you would.
and that's when he sells.
You think about how rich he is. Now think about how I'm not. And let's think about how large you're looming in my life right now, Patreon. So thank you so much. You don't know how much that means. But we do all that extra stuff we talked about earlier. So do you guys just want to move into the thing?
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
I'm on the deck of the Titanic, and I started hearing something.
110 years after the launch of the original, Titanic 3 will set sail in just a few hours on the same path as her namesake.
Oh my God, look at this ship!
It's time of your life.
Okay, it's gonna be the time of my life. Ah!
We have cosplayers, mediums, relatives, and as you know, priceless relics from the original Titanic disaster. Full throttle. Full throttle. To the best crew on the Atlantic. We are in open water.
On behalf of the White Star Lines, we'd like to welcome you aboard this maiden voyage of Titanic 3.
So you thought you could just steal these from their final resting place?
I preserve them so their memories can live on.
I bet you're gonna want to know what hidden treasures are around here.
What is she doing?
I call on you, you spirits, rise! How long has this been happening?
You are on hallowed water and you have desecrated it.
How are you on hallowed ground if you're on a boat?
Well,
In fact, you're not on ground at all.
right.
That's the way I was brought up.
All right. Titanic 666. It's exactly what you think it is. It is
666 Titanics.
yes.
What
That's
what
too
a
many.
budget.
No.
Look at this ship.
That trailer, that's how you make a trailer.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi level all the way.
It's not, you could hear it.
Yeah.
I can't see the trailer, listeners, because I don't have
Yeah.
any kind of screen in front of me. But I heard
You heard it.
inside in the music choices that they got from a website. You know, the stock music. I could see like the stock Final Cut Pro credits. You know, the titles that come up and there's like a little flash of light.
Yeah, well, you know, the little screen, I could kind of see what was going on there.
Yeah. How far off am I?
And it didn't look as cheap as it sounds.
It's very cheap.
It looked like a really high budget adult film. Like a real high budget adult film.
Would you say that was your
Sure.
experience?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. Like, guys, spoiler alert. They do hit an iceberg again and they sink again.
I'm pretty sure that they can tell very easily now if they're icebergs.
Not if the ghosts of the old crew are mad at you and have infected your instrumentation so that you cannot steer away.
They hid the iceberg with ghost powers.
Why are they mad? Because they dead?
Because this guy was part of a expedition that went to the Titanic and was able to salvage like treasures. So
Oh, well, that's not a bad setup.
Oh, so it's James Cameron.
right.
It's like raiding the temple, the curses on all the stuff in
So
the temples.
the idea is that it's
Can't believe he's in this movie.
cursed. But what happens? This movie is so
James Cameron's just a
dumb.
very small part.
It's so dumb, y'all. This woman stows away, and she is performing an evil ritual to resurrect the spirits once the boat hits, because the boat's supposed to go right where it sank and be over it, and they're gonna have a moment of silence.
How does she know that the spirits would be there?
Because she knows, because she's the great granddaughter of the captain.
I got you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Rose.
That was a big sigh, Kelly.
Is there
Well, the coincidence. I'm trying to reckon all these coinkydinks.
Yeah, it's a lot of them.
Is there a reference to the Titanic movie?
No.
Like
The
there-
music in that trailer sounded like
Yes,
they were
I know,
trying
but
to
there
do
was
it.
no by name Rose or Jack.
Nope.
Was there that kind of music? Is that what was in the film itself, or was that just the trailer?
Honey, I have no idea.
Did it sound like the Titanic music from the James Cameron
I don't
movie?
remember what that sounds like.
Really? James Horner won an Academy Award for that music. Oh my god.
I don't stuff away great scores like you
not
do.
even scores, but they're just playing that Celine Dion song over and over again, the score. So
Oh, like the fluty.
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. See how beautiful it
Don't
is?
you want to check out Freddie's music?
It's no doubt that they no wonder they have an Oscar.
You know, I didn't like Titanic.
You know, I did when we saw it in the
I
theater.
liked it when I saw it in the theater. I haven't ever gone back, really.
I didn't like it.
You're not going to like Titanic.
I won't argue with you.
666
I can't imagine that. Like if I watched it now, I'd probably think it's really exploitative and gross.
I watched it at the time.
Yeah. I do like...
That's not why I didn't like it, by the way, because of those reasons.
What was it? What rubbed you the wrong way?
I just didn't like it.
Was it all the people drowning? The old couple holding hands when they're like, we're going to die now.
It was so...
Was it Billy Zane?
It was... It was very meh for me. Anyway,
not enough aliens.
Zero aliens, man.
No Terminators.
Not one great white shark.
Even
they were on the ocean.
And
You think your bodies everywhere?
Yeah, you think the water alien from the abyss would at least turn up.
Something.
Instead, the boat breaks in half.
The ghosts, the lady resurrect. What they seem to extract energies, and some people are like, bleh. And then I guess they turn into guys. It doesn't matter. The ghosts are either ghosts or zombies, or maybe a mix of both.
Oh,
I'm not really sure.
How's that work?
I don't know.
Gombies.
Well, that makes them like revenants or something.
I'm a
They
zombie
just
on my
like
mom's
appear
side.
and disappear, but then they can physically touch things, and they seem zombie-esque. Fuck it.
They got their 23andMe back near the end of the movie.
Right.
And they're like, Dutch Irish? Zombie. Ghost. Boring. I was hoping to get a scholarship.
So there's an influencer couple that are on.
Is that the Shap?
Yeah.
The one that said, look at the Shap.
Look at that
that was so funny, that trailer.
She's very that in front of the camera. Behind it, she's still kind of that, but more she thinks this is an exploitative thing. That they're doing this another Titanic. They're sailing the exact route. They're going to stop over these graves. She's like, this is just like grave robbing. This is gross, but she's doing it for the money anyway.
But she's like Blue Apron.
Right.
Last night, I made shakshuka with iceberg lettuce, which is pretty appropriate for today's subject.
Why is she cooking on a cruise ship?
You know.
I'm going to say something.
Please do.
It's all inclusive.
And I don't mean it to sound overly critical. I'm not trying to criticize the people that made this movie, like as people or anything. This is a legitimate, curious question. And my question is, the director of these movies, do you think they actually like tell them like do you think you think they talk to them about their characters at all? Do you think that they had like you think they met with that actor and were like, all right, so you're an influencer, so I want you to do some research and I want you to look at some reels. and you think like she's like, I'm gonna try it, and then she tried that. She was like, look at the ship, and he's like, no, or she, I don't know who directed this movie, and he's like, no, that's not, you gotta say shap. Like, do you think that there was any directing, or do you think he was like, or she was just like, you're an influencer, and then the actor's like, I get what you're saying.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like that should be all that's needed.
I'm just curious about the level of direction.
I think the directors, most of the guys who made, I think this is Asylum, right? Mm-hmm. Most of these guys are like super indie directors who've only done shorts and stuff, and they get a chance to make a feature. And Asylum hires them because they know the basics of how to put a movie together.
Yeah.
I'm sure that whoever's in charge of Asylum does a lot of, it's all right, man. A lot of shoulder rubbing going, don't worry about it, man. It's all right, man.
It truly doesn't matter.
It's okay, dude.
Was it good, bad, or bad?
So that's where I'm struggling, because I like good, bad.
Did you like this?
This one wasn't that great, but it had some fun moments. That's all I can say.
All right.
Oh, you know what's kind of funny? So I'm thinking about, I was looking at the cast, and the woman who plays the like great granddaughter of the dead captain, and she bewitches them and whatever. She is Lydia Hearst, the great granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst.
Really?
And she's playing the great granddaughter.
She's someone's great granddaughter in real life too?
But somebody famous. Shut up. Also, she was in that god awful movie, The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Woo! Anyway,
oh yeah,
she
I
played
didn't watch
Abigail
that one.
Folger in that.
You watched that, didn't you?
Nope.
It was just you?
Mm-hmm.
Thought somebody else did. You reviewed that. That was like an early thing, right?
I don't remember when that was.
It was early. I remember it was early in the morning. You should be cooking breakfast by then.
Are we gonna?
Yeah,
I'm done.
All right.
Amy, you get to spin the wheel.
You get to spin the wacky wheel.
The wackiest of wheels.
So, is it a recommend?
I don't know if it's the
No,
wackiest.
I mean, yes. I mean, it's really up to you. If you like dumb fucking shit and laughing at it, it's a good time, somewhat. So no, I'm not recommending.
Oh, let's describe the movie before you hit the wheel.
I need to borrow. Talk amongst yourselves.
Give me $5. She needs to just hold $5.
It's called Choose or Die. It is on Netflix.
I saw this advertised.
People are shitting all over it. I think our friend Emily said something on Twitter that makes me think maybe it could be more fun than bad. I don't know. We're going to give it a go. After firing up an 80s survival horror game, a young coder unleashes a hidden curse that tears reality apart, forcing her to make terrifying decisions and face deadly consequences.
Oh, this sounds like something you'd like, Freddie.
Thanks.
It does, though. You love shit like that. You love video games that come to life.
I do. I love Brain Scan.
Yeah.
Brain Scan's
babies.
awesome.
We're spinning.
You like that fucking
good
weird
on you,
Cronenberg
though.
movie, too.
Yeah, Existence. I did. I enjoyed it quite
Wasn't there
a bit.
that other one, too?
What?
I feel like there was like, who was it? Who
Another
wins?
one besides
It's Andy. Choose or die.
It chose me. I choose you.
Choo bubble.
Well, yeah, so you choose life. Choose.
So I'm just going to presume there is not an English language trailer for this film. Our main attraction, we'll get into that in a moment, is called The Last Circus. I didn't know this is by a director I really like too. But
Are we starting now? We're just getting into it?
I think we're going to just jump in.
Let's just jump in. What do you think about that?
Because then I'll turn it on. Everything will be in Spanish, and then you guys will give me looks, and then I'll be like, but it had scary sounds.
I'm perfectly happy not to listen to the trailer.
What is it?
Cool. Yeah, the movie is The Last Circus. This was picked by whom again?
Oh my God, you got me right as I was taking a drink.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.
What a delightful gal. And she was like, I would have picked Nightmare Alley, but you guys already picked that. I don't know what else to do. And I was like, well, we'll give you some options. And I'm glad she picked this one because I think it was
Nightmare Alley adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that. Yeah, it definitely has that sort of circus pot boiler, like all the drama amongst the performers feel to it. I remember the trailer for this coming out years and years and years ago, and I watched it, but I didn't read any of the subtitles. I don't know if there were any in the trailer, and I thought it was a completely different kind of movie.
Yeah, I could see why you would think that. I thought it was going to be a slasher film.
I thought it was going to be like this big, like political, like kind of subversive acid trip of a movie based on the trailer I saw.
Well, it comes off very, it's got a very punk feel aesthetic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't live up to all that.
Not for me.
No, not for me either. I mean, there were some fun moments.
Yeah, I think it wasn't the sum of its parts. I don't think
There's some intensity for
It
sure.
was like, it's an exhausting movie.
It is exhausting.
Well, this director,
it's just so much happens back to back to back, and it doesn't breathe at all.
No,
that's typical of, and I didn't know this was Alex de la Iglesia until you told me, Andy. In fact, all I had seen is the poster for this, so I was like, oh, it's another evil clown movie. I had no idea what we were getting into.
Well, what movies have we seen besides Witchin' and Bitchin'?
Perdita Durango.
That's him.
Shit!
Same director.
I
Yeah,
love that movie.
The Day of the Beast. If you've never seen that, is fantastic. That one came out back in the mid '90s when we worked at Blockbuster. And Amy and I both worked at Blockbuster.
What year was Perdita Durango? That was like late 90s?
Yeah, that was 97. And then he's really well known for, he did The Baby's Room for that collection of horror films that they did the Spanish language kind of After Dark thing.
Oh, yeah.
But he also did Witching and Bitching, which I think is really fun.
That's why because the chick, Carolina Bang,
yeah.
I just remember their name and her shape. She's a nice looking lady. Then I put
she's beautiful.
I put two and two together. Like, I remember Carolina Bang.
She's got a tongue like that plays into her performances in a really interesting way.
Not just the tongue.
Not just the tongue, but the tongue is
I did
like
the titty motion.
Is like unique.
His pointing to her chest.
She does. They use her tongue as a silhouette, and the director knows her face so well.
They're
he
married,
knows exactly
actually.
what to do. Oh, are they married? Well, that explains why he knows her face so well. I know Amy's face pretty well. I would know exactly what parts of her to shoot.
Aww.
All of them.
Aww.
You want like a card, a trophy, a handshake?
Best husband ever. Please, mug.
Just waiting for the applause.
Okay.
Give me my medal now.
This movie. So I don't know anything about the Spanish Civil War other than that there was one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm missing some context probably from the beginning and how it kind of informs this end of this Franco era.
Whose side am I supposed to be on? Franco's bad, right?
I don't know.
I gotta tell you, I don't mind subtitles, and these are actually okay, but like, again, it's very hard for me to continue to keep up with them on my own.
This was very fast paced, the dialogue too, so at times it was hard to keep up.
I lost the thread of things a little bit. I tried to mostly just keep an eye on the visuals and pop in and out of the dialogue as I could, but
as needed.
So I lost a lot of why anyone was doing anything.
Here's what I gather. Let's try this. Our main character is a young boy.
Mm-hmm.
1937, Javier.
Dogs are sleeping.
If you can hear Elsa snoring through this, it's kind of relaxing, right?
Yeah. It is kinda.
His father is a clown.
Yeah.
And is forcibly drafted into fighting on one side of this Civil War battle.
I think they're the rebels.
I guess.
No, they're against the rebels.
Oh, so they're part of the government?
Well, first the rebels, it seems like, get him.
Yeah.
And then he ends up in jail once the other dudes.
The Franco people.
Whatever. Doesn't.
I looked all this up when we saw Pan's Labyrinth, and
that's right.
I didn't retain any of it.
So his clown father is basically jailed the rest of his life.
But I love that visual of them. Like, they take them away from the circus right away, and then throw them into war immediately.
Literally still in their
makeup.
And I love that visual of like all the circus performers armed up and on the front lines of the battle, and they charge, and he's got the machete and just slashing people.
When he says, like,
and he's in full clown regalia.
The general says, like, he asks if he can change out of his clown outfit, and he's like, no, you're going to scare the shit out of him. A clown with a machete is going to scare the shit out of him.
I thought that was really effective.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought at the beginning, I was like, oh, I might be into this.
And like the clown outfit he has on, he's playing like the funny clown, and he's in this lady costume, like, hey, you're emasculated. So he has this like blonde wig and like this tutu on.
Yeah.
So like the visual is even more crazy than just a regular clown.
Yeah. They had in the original circus setup when he's a little boy, was his dad was the funny clown, the happy clown, right?
Yeah.
And then there was the sad. There's this whole idea of the happy clown and the sad clown.
And basically, his dad, he tells his dad, you know, once he's grown up, he's like, I think I'm going to be a clown. And his dad's like, you're not going to be able to do that. You don't make anybody laugh.
Well, he said you'd be the sad clown with the little saxophone.
Yeah, but he said you can't be the sad clown because you were never a child.
He said you can't be the happy clown.
The happy clown, because he was never a child, because he was forced to grow up so fast and had to face all this war and hardship. And I thought that was another really effective scene.
Yeah, especially when they introduce they flash, you know, you get to modern, well, what is modern day in the context,
Late
1970,
70s.
73.
73?
Yeah. That he has grown up, and it's his first day working at a circus. It's very similar to the opening sequence in the original Nightmare Alley, where he's being shown around. He meets Carolina Bang's character,
Natalia.
She's the acrobat.
Yeah.
And aerialist.
And her boyfriend, who is the funny clown, who there's again another very similar scene where he's interviewing, what's our main character's name again? Javier.
The boyfriend's Sergio, right?
Yeah.
Sergio's interviewing Javier, and he's like, essentially, it's very similar to some of the geek conversation that kind of came up in Nightmare Alley. But you get the impression that this guy takes clowning very seriously.
Yeah, I gotta say, Sergio, I missed a lot of what was happening, but I felt like, Well, he was like a monster. He was actually the most complex character. He seemed to get all the character stuff.
Yeah, they both had parallel arcs. Like him and Javier, like the two characters changed at all the same points.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really cool writing trick to be like, okay, my villain, and it's also a classic kind of film noir setup where Natalia is a femme fatale kind of character.
Yeah.
Where you see Javier beat her up at the diner. Sergio. Thank you. Sergio beats her up at the diner, and he just appears that he is this horrible, abusive guy.
And everybody just sits there.
And they let it happen.
Well, like, this was maybe one of my problems with the movie. It was the big tonal shifts.
Yeah.
And it was like neck break speed.
I was like, oh, we're doing this now.
Because, like,
and then we're doing that?
Yeah,
okay.
They're just having fun at the dinner table, telling jokes, and all of a sudden, Sergio backhands her and starts kicking her for a while.
And you're still getting to know these characters. You don't have a sense of who they are yet.
But like, it was like this very like fun, happy scene. Then all of a sudden, bam!
Yeah,
spousal abuse, and there's a lot of whiplash moments like that where something like whimsical happens, and then something horrific happens, like maybe 5 seconds later.
And that's true of every movie that this director's made. Like that's kind of a signature thing.
But like it was constant. Like there was, like I said, this movie had no room to breathe at all.
No, and Javier is like it bears mentioning that he has feelings for Natalia like right away, and he seems very quiet, and like their whole thing with him is that he's scared and mild and meek, and anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, I totally was into what you were saying.
Oh, so what I was going to say was, so he immediately is like, this is horrible and you can't let him. Well, it turns out Natalia is super into it. Like she loves it. That's what she's into.
And you're not, as the audience, didn't you feel like you're not sure of that? Well, one, it's very out of vogue to even portray a female character who is the victim of abuse.
To go along with her on that.
Right. But it is, as just from the all morality and current conventional wisdom aside, it's an interesting story to have a female character who was at once being abused and nearly being killed on the regular by her boyfriend, but who also gets off on that.
Yeah.
It takes guts to even allow that into a story anymore because people jump to conclusions about the author.
Yeah.
And I think that really it's not about that. It's about how people sometimes go so deeply into something against their own best interests out of love.
Yeah.
And destroy themselves, but it feels good at points when you're destroying yourself. There's moments that feel really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their relationship's exactly like this.
Yeah, and that's what's happening with, I get Javier and Pedro mixed up.
Sergio,
sorry. Sergio.
Is there a Pedro?
Was there a Pedro in this?
Anyway, I think you're thinking of Napoleon Dynamite.
Vote for Pedro.
I'm thinking of Napoleon. But Sergio.
Very similar film.
There's this moment where Javier's had enough of this abuse on Natalia. This is like a Mad Lib for me. I'm just gonna stop and be like, yeah, need a verb. But like he's had enough, and you think he's killed Sergio with this trophy, like bashes his head beyond recognition.
Before this, like Natalia is also flirting with Javier.
Yeah.
So she's developing a relationship with him too, because he's the other side of Sergio.
Yeah, and you know what? You question, if you grew up watching like these old detective and noir movies and stuff, that those characters, the manipulative femme fatale character, which I recognize is incredibly sexist and antiquated, and it's also very fun.
No, I didn't think
it was fun kind of character.
She was a complicated character because she wanted both sides. She wanted the rough stuff, and she also wanted to be cared for, like Javier was doing.
She's somebody that wants all of it. Yeah. She wants to live. Somebody even tells you can't eat. The lady with the dogs tells you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, she's like Mango from SNL.
Yeah, you can't, and that is proven.
Yeah.
And but doesn't Sergio almost kill Javier first before he almost kills him at the with the fucking?
He does beat his ass
with the thing at the fair.
Yeah,
With the hammer
when he
at
busts
the-
him at
That's
the
a
fair.
great sequence. He throws him on the hammer bell at the carnival, and he is draped over it. In the hammer anvil or whatever you call it is in the small of Javier's back.
Yeah.
And he just starts
wailing
on him with the hammer until he gets the bell to ring. And I'm like, oh, he's just gonna fucking. I mean, that's something you could easily kill somebody.
Yeah.
But it was also, they handled it pretty whimsically too.
Yeah.
Because Sergio was like, I want my prize. I heard the bell.
Well, that was
because he hit Javier so hard through the even though he was laying on it, he still hit him so hard that the bell went up. And
It's so old fashioned the way they frame the consequences in this movie are framed the way they were in like the 40s.
Yeah, but it was cool. Like it also though showed how completely unhinged Sergio, like how just out of control he is, because like even with the crowd trying to he just can't, like his fury is just beyond he doesn't care how many people are trying to pull him off. He's that's why he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
He's kind of a Gaston kind of character, like a Beauty and the Beast kind of archetype.
Maybe even I feel like
worse. Definitely. I mean,
more out of control. I feel like there's more of a person in Sergio than there was in Gaston.
Yeah,
I feel like Gaston was just an empty vessel. I feel like Sergio had a very messed up person inside.
Because he kept saying he was the happy clown, and he actually did making children happy.
Yeah, he's a very complex character. He's the only one I thought was really complex.
Gacy liked making kids happy too.
He took his job seriously as a clown.
Yeah. And I do think he kind of loved her.
It's hard for...
It's like...
I don't like
monsters feel love too sometimes.
It's like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. They're both toxic people in a relationship, and they shouldn't be.
Yeah,
it was very doomed. But anyway, let's get to seeing Javier's ass crack for 5-10 minutes.
This is after Javier has been badly beaten.
It's not just his crack, like just full round cheeks.
Yeah,
his big baby cheeks.
I think we saw
his dick and balls
penis,
too.
Yes,
yeah.
He leaves the hospital.
There was a lot of dick and balls in my life yesterday.
There was. It was a dick heavy day.
Good for you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you.
This movie.
The Javier busts out of the hospital and is like, I'm gonna go kill Sergio, I think.
Well, because he's all scrambled up now. Yeah. Like his brain is.
She has I don't.
It's complicated too because
you wonder if she really was meaning to do that.
She talked about. I think she did love both of them.
Yeah, I don't think she set out to do anything to anybody. She just loves love.
She was riding the wave.
She thought it was going to go as far as them getting into a fight, maybe.
Yeah.
And then when things went further than that, because it turns out that the two men she was in love with were both mentally ill to a real extreme extent.
Terrifying.
And like when Javier decides it's time to bolt out of here, and this is the sequence where he gets the trophy and beats Sergio's face until it's like
really fucked up.
You think that he's dead, but he's not. They put him back together again in great like noirish, horror movie fashion.
There's
where he
no
comes out of the shadows.
discussion of the actual traumatic brain injury he had to have suffered, but this isn't reality on any level.
Yeah. Right. This is very heightened fantasy. Yeah. Definitely. When they put, what it reminded me of when they put Sergio back together is very much like the Joker coming out of the vat of acid kind of moment.
Yeah, well, I feel like I did not see the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but I felt like
they didn't put him in acid in that one.
I know, but I do wonder if this or if that owed something to the. I felt like there was like a weird idea about clowns and people coming out in violence, and
I almost think that
coming out of a
doesn't it feel like almost implied by the lifestyle, like people who have run away from home to join the circus and like because they don't want to deal with some mental issue or some societal issue,
or they're running from something because,
or literally they're running from the law. Yeah, like you're gonna,
because the circus picks up a lot of transients and they travel from city to city, so it's easy.
Yeah,
for that people in the lifestyle to.
Well, it's always it's desperate. That's why it is such a fertile.
That's why the boys from Journey were in the circus.
Yeah.
If you listen to that song faithfully.
I don't.
I know. But he talks about how difficult it is being in circus life and how he had to beat a man to death with a trophy.
I'm sure Steve Perry knows all about living that circus life.
Is Steve Perry the Sergio or the Javier?
I don't know.
Is he the sad clown or the happy clown?
I'm going to say he's the sad clown.
So anyway, where were we?
Oh, like Javier's on the run and he's naked in a pit.
Oh, that was hilarious. He falls in a pit, and then the pit provides for him for the next sequence. Like,
well, this is where time starts warping itself.
Yeah,
because
I don't know how much time passed.
Yeah, I have no idea how much time has passed because Sergio is healed from his scars.
I mean, he's horrific looking, but he's healed.
And then Natalia's kind of still nursing Sergio, but Javier has been in the woods for how long?
It had to be at least a month at minimum, like for the level of healing to happen. But it is clearly crossed over into fairy tale land at this point because this giant caribou or moose or some shit falls in the hole with him and he eats it. And they use that as a marker of time because he eats the whole fucking animal. Like then when the next time they show it, it's just bones and the meat hanging off of it. And then when he's hungry again, a boar falls in. Like everything he needs falls in the hole for him. And it's very much like something out of a fairy tale. Like, well, he fell in a hole and wouldn't you know it? It's Jonah and the whale, you know? I mean, like it's that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And you don't know how much of that is.
And he's naked the whole time.
You know, I don't think there's any pretense about this being like, he's so crazy, maybe this isn't really happening or any kind of clever tricking the audience stuff. I think it's literally, he's like, this is a fairy tale. It was always a fairy tale. In the beginning, you know, when people are having rough sex, they're not usually in perfect silhouette. Yeah. Or, you know, like, I mean, like it's very elevated.
I got that vibe right away.
Yeah.
When the clowns were attacking the other side of the,
Very beginning.
Very beginning. Right off the bat, I knew it was like wasn't real.
Yeah.
So
you knew it wasn't real. That's important.
Yes, I know that. It's not a documentary.
As soon as he saw that, but going in, he's like, "Whoa!"
But as fairy tale-ish as was in the beginning, it went extreme fairy tale at this point.
What's the name? It's Ghost Rider, but they gave him like this copyright safe name. The Ghost Biker.
Ghost Biker.
Is that what it was?
According to the
motorcycle
subtitles.
Ghost Biker.
Yeah, it was Ghost Biker.
It was Ghost Biker.
Ghost Biker. And he has a helmet that has the flames like Ghost Rider. It's clearly like which is I think is a nice touch that they did some sort of trademark like infringement the way so many sideshow performers like Times Square Elmos and all that. That was a nice touch.
It was a running gag throughout of him jumping up the ramp and just slamming into the wall.
It was so funny.
And he thinks he's this really great daredevil, but it turns out he's not.
No, and it gets to culminate. That's what I love.
That leads up to the end. Yeah, I love the setup. Like this was a very like Tim Burton moment for me, like that character.
Yeah. Now I get like the movie is over long. Yeah. Like when we were talking about how that builds to the end, but like it needs to be tightened up somehow. I wouldn't know how to tighten it up. I think it's a great movie. I just think it would be an even better movie if it hadn't been so bloated.
Yeah. The sequence of him scarring himself to give himself, Javier wants to be the sad clown again. So he douses his face with acid so it turns white.
Getting very jokery.
Yeah, very.
Then he uses an iron to create triangles on his face.
Yeah.
He snapped before. He had a mental break, then he had another mental break when he started scarring himself because I guess Franco, the general that killed his dad, finds him in the woods.
Oh, that was a great twist.
And makes him a dog that retrieves.
He bit him.
Yeah.
You know what? That probably is the sequence that should be cut out, but it is kind of a great moment.
No, I also like it is fairy tale. I also couldn't tell if like some of this is like once it goes like wonky after Javier gets his, once he comes out of the hospital, it's like it could be his state of mind coming in and out of this dreamlike reality. You know what I mean? Where
it's possible, but
it's super blended.
And that's why I was saying earlier, like I don't think this director subscribes to that unreliable narrator stuff. I think it's very deliberately a fairy tale from go because like he does like that whole messing with the audience's perspective. He's like, no, this is a window into this fantasy world and everything you see is really happening, but it is a fantasy world, like, cause that's the way it was in Witching and Bitching too. And in Day of the Beast, like everything's super over the top all the way through.
Yeah.
But like the, what were the point you were just talking about? Oh yeah, the general or Franco.
Yeah.
He in the beginning, the opening sequence, he the boy had pushed him and he lost an eye because of
he fell into some rebar or something.
Yeah, and it went right through his eye. It was gnarly. And so he makes him perform as a hunting dog until he bites one of the old men, and it causes the old man to die because of the infection. And the rest of this gentleman's club have to kind of cover up what's happening because they're like, what if they find out a human bit him? So I don't know what the fuck they did to that old man.
I have no idea.
But they got rid of him.
Very much a throwaway. I didn't really.
But that's why I think you cut that sequence out of the movie. It probably would zip, like the movie would feel like so much faster. But I
don't know what kind of flavor we would miss then of the Civil War aspect and who this man was.
Yeah.
And what that meant to the culture at the time. I don't know if there was something we missed there.
That's true. There could be like a deep
how this thing ended. I forget.
Well, Carolina has, and this is classic Gothic style. There is the scaling of a tower, which is how all these stories end.
Because she's with Sergio again, right?
Yeah.
Well, they have a show, because there's that point though where have we already got to where she chooses Sergio over Javier, like in the street?
I mean, yeah.
Well, Sergio also kind of. Well, she kind of was he already shooting at them at that point?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
He was. So I think she might have been, her hand might have been forced to go with Sergio over really choosing him.
Well, he also, I don't know. I think she had deeper, I think Sergio, she knew what he was and she knew how she loved him. And then she thought she knew who Javier was and she thought she loved that. But then he turned out to also be crazy and violent in a way that she's like, I already have that. I don't need another Sergio.
Yeah, remember when she says, too, she goes, I love both of you, but now I'm afraid of both of you, too, or something to that effect.
Yeah, and I think also now that Sergio is like, just the way he is so, she kind of pities him. He's so pitiful, and it's almost like she's going to take care of him.
Well, I feel like at this point she had somewhat a modicum of control over Sergio and Javier too. And at this point, Javier has snapped so far that I don't think she could.
Well, he's shooting at her.
Yeah, she saw that she couldn't control him anymore.
Yeah.
When someone shoots at you with a machine gun, that's not one of the love languages.
I think that's when she finally realized, like, I'm good with Sergio.
Yeah, and she wasn't even, but they end up. It's the exact same thing you said, Tim Burton earlier. It's the end of the original Batman Tim Burton movie where Vicky Vale and the Joker have gone up to the top of the clock tower and the hero pursues. Although in this case, our hero is another Joker.
I don't know who the hero was.
There wasn't really. It wasn't traditional story like that. It's more of a dark. Yeah, it's like an anti-hero thing, and he ends up there, and of course the two of them fighting over her causes her to fall, and she's doing from the beginning the ribbon routine basically because there's this huge fabric piece and she comes down so fast that it breaks her in half when it hits the bottom, and they've both lost her.
Dum-dums.
Which I thought was a great ending.
Yeah.
Had this movie been in black and white, I think and they cut out that middle section with the return of the Franco character, and I do love the opening sequence where they set that character up, and you kind of feel like you have to bring him back, like, Are
you talking about Franco, the dictator,
the general guy, whoever he was?
That was Franco.
No,
was that
Franco was the guy that got bit?
Yeah.
No, that was the guy that got bit. I'm talking about the guy who lost his eye.
Yeah.
The guy in the beginning.
That was the general that killed his dad.
Okay, that character is the one who turns up later, who has the one blacked out lens in his glasses. That, you feel like you have to, for balance sake, he has to show up later in the story, but that part of it kind of affected the pacing for me a little bit. But honestly, on a rewatch, I might feel like it all goes together if I educated myself more on like what you were saying, like the context of everything. But overall, for me, this was definitely.
Oh, well, I love the end where the ghost biker.
Yeah,
he thought he was going to save everybody by ramping up the ramp and
you think he's going to do it too,
and you think he's going to do it, but he goes so fast that he just slams into the wall and explodes.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Did he die? Did they say for sure? I couldn't tell. So is it just the man and the lady with the dog, the guy whose eyes look off in two different directions?
I don't know.
They're the only survivors, maybe. Yeah.
The Last Circus.
Yeah.
I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah. I don't know if I liked it, but it's memorable.
Yeah.
It is memorable. I do think I might have to watch it again. But I don't. I see. There is a. It didn't grab me. Like usually, even if I really could feel early on, like I was like, I want this to be grabbing me more. Because I liked the style and I liked things that were happening and I liked the complex. I actually really liked the complexity of the relationships and the characters, but it just. I don't know if it was I don't know what it was. And it was like the feeling that I kept thinking, I wasn't getting the feeling I wanted. It did, for whatever reason, it wasn't giving me the spark that I get.
Yeah, it was weird. I could see, like, if you weren't in the mood for this kind of movie, it's a lot to ask.
Yeah, that might have been it.
Yeah.
It's a challenging movie.
Yeah.
That might have been it. It was the middle of the afternoon.
And I thought, again, all I saw was the poster of this evil looking clown. And I'm thinking, like, oh, this is going to be a goofy killer clown movie.
They do make it look like that.
And I could have.
It's not at all.
Right. I could have gone into it. Like, I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't that.
Yeah.
And that it fit so well with the stuff we had already been watching that I was kind of shocked. I was like, they're still making these movies? Like, I had no idea. I mean, obviously Nightmare Alley came out and that was a success, but I haven't seen that, the remake. And I was just kind of surprised that this was such a recent movie. It felt like something right out of the 40s.
Mm-hmm. It did. It really felt like any of those.
Except for the really hot sex.
Okay.
The really hot sex.
Yeah, I don't know if I recommend the movie, but I recommend Carol in a Bang.
Sure.
I would definitely recommend it. I think it is worthwhile. It has a lot of artistic merit, and I think there's a lot of people that probably really like this. I might really like it on a second viewing. Yeah. If I'm in the mood for something sort of edgy and violent.
Yeah, I think it is very contingent on the mood.
Yeah,
it's not a crowd pleaser. It's not an anytime movie. It's a sometimes movie.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that's the case.
Like, that's true of all of his movies.
Yeah,
you have to be in the mood to go on a very strange trip.
But I feel like Witchin' Bitchin', I can watch that over and over again just because it's more it's more like linear, the storytelling, and it's more mainstream, I guess. It's easier to
it's more fun.
It's easier to watch.
Yeah,
it's more accessible.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
You'd probably like it. It's
on my list.
And they bitch.
And I do really like Perdido Durango, but that is also a movie that I have to be like, I would need to be in the mood to watch.
Yeah, Perdido Durango is another one that's hard. Like, when you get to the end of it, you're worn out.
Yeah. But I think it's really cool that he has such a distinctive style that you watch this movie and it's like, that's an Iglesias, or that's a Tarantino, that's a Scorsese. I think I love directors that have their own special niche.
It was so distinct that, like I said, once I started this, I was like, oh, this is that movie. I absolutely remembered when it came out and seeing kind of the trailer and him with the fucking guns towards the end in the makeup and the outfit and the hey. And I was like, oh, this is this movie. I kind of wanted to watch this a million years ago.
That was a long time ago.
No, I did.
I'm glad you finally did it.
I can evolve now.
I'd be so curious to hear your take on Witching and Bitching.
Yeah, eventually I'll get around to it. I will.
Make sure you're in the right mood for that one,
I'll text you.
Make sure that you've ate a whole bowl of peyote and you're stretched out on your floor. Your dogs are laying at all of your pressure points, and your cats are in your palms.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks again, Jess, for the pick.
Yeah,
good pick.
Was a good pick.
I think she hadn't seen it yet either.
So. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I'm really curious what she has to say.
What you think?
Well,
Kelley, since we're doing a double header on top of Canada, do you know what yours is? You don't have to tease it yet.
Nah.
Okay. Fine.
I'll text you tomorrow.
All right. Totally okay.
Double header.
Mm-hmm.
At the end,
I hardly know her.
Baseball reference. So at the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs.
We do always do that. It's nice.
Patreon.com/NOTLP. Alise.
Hi, sweetie. I will see you soon, baby. She might still be, she might not even be home yet.
Thanks for blobbing it up with us and celebrating.
Yeah, I had a good time. She had a great time. We all had a great time.
She was very complimentary of my pork loin.
It was really good.
It was good.
It was really good.
We had the leftovers for lunch yesterday, and let me tell you,
that rub was
real
A
good.
plus, man.
Keto.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I know.
I can do it.
Well, I do know.
I can cook keto.
Lynn Walsh.
I come from a Lynn down under.
I whispered it that time.
Secret.
Making things different.
Alyssa.
Alyssa of the North.
Branan and Emily.
Of the Northeast. Slightly further.
Jeffel.
Jeffel, you get into Mrs. McGilligutty's garden one more time, and I'm going to take all your carrots away.
Dustin.
Dustin, stop karate chopping all of the mailboxes. And Ace pooped in my yard again. I don't know how he's doing it from all the way out there.
Iona Goodwin.
I bet you do.
A great one. We got Doc Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian, like the way you move.
You gonna make him sweat and make him groove?
Yeah.
Bill Chandler.
Love you, Billy. Billy boy.
Yeah, Billy. Blake. Hi, Blake.
Hi, Blake.
This is getting out of control. Bill Farner.
Bill Farner. He's the Farner. Old MacDonald had a Farner.
Mark
B-I-L-L was his name-o. Mark Watts.
Blayne.
Mark Kilowatts. Gigawatts. Mark Gigawatts. 50,000 Mark Gigawatts.
Blayne.
Blayne. We got to take this Blayne back to the future. It's a steam Blayne, but it's also a time machine.
Joe. Jordache jeans.
Jordache. Oh, good old Jordache Joe.
We got Paul.
You're so snug in the right areas. Paul, I have a deep and abiding love for you. I'm so happy you got Jean Baptiste's album on vinyl, and now I have to have it.
Jeremy and Cassie.
Hi. Hey, kiddos. Love you. Love Gamora. Love your work.
Ernie.
Ernie, I hope you're doing great and doing something awesome and creative. I know you are.
Dave Siebert.
Dave TV. I always got to say Dave TV because there's nothing more fun than Dave TV.
What was Dave TV?
It was
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth's opening to his California Girls, right?
Oh,
I think it was.
I got you.
It was like MTV, but it was Dave TV. And then he was like, "Don't eat cold girls are here."
I remember that. I remember that part. That part of the song.
I think it's that, or it's just a gigolo. It might be just a gigolo.
Yeah.
Because that he does Dave TV, and then he's like, "Just the gigolo."
It must be that one.
It might be that one.
It might be.
We should look it up.
I might.
So we know forever.
I may or may not.
What we should do is every year on this date, we get back together and watch those videos.
Yeah.
It's
all right,
April
last
25th.
2. Carla.
Girl.
You want to go to, don't you, Carla? And Michael Burns.
I wonder what time people stop listening to this to our show.
Long time ago.
long time ago. Michael
right,
Burns designed tires for high-end racing motorbikes.
All right, thank you for
Thanks,
16
everybody.
years, guys.
Thanks for happy 16 years. Let's go out and get our driver's license.
Okay.
Woo!
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy Leatherface put on